Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone in Line 6 world. Hope you're well and safe and healthy. Had some great holidays, and we are back with another Learning with Line 6. I'm Ross, I'm your friendly product specialist, and we're going to have some fun tonight. It's going to be interesting. So let's get the awkward bit out of the way and make sure all the levels are cool, that you can hear my voice, and this is what the guitar sounds like. Hopefully that sounds cool. Talking about the signal chain, so I've got guitar going into Helix, going into my interface, and we're using my wonderful Pacifica 612V, all stock apart from the pickups, which I put bare knuckle Boot Camp True Grit, I believe the models were, and they sound great. And that's that. So here we go. Audio is good. Thank you. Right. So fun with synths. So full disclaimer, this is more of a journey of experimentation. I'm not big into the synths in real life or in the digital world, and not in Helix. I've kind of had a little bit of a mess around. I found some cool stuff. I can't remember where that was. So this is more of a, what can we do? Let's just go through a few models and see what kind of noises we can make. I did make my guitar sound like a Dalek earlier, which was fun. So we'll see if we can find that one again. Now, one of the big mistakes I see people kind of talk about and see people do is they'll put a synth model on, and even some of the pitch models, and they'll shred like there's no tomorrow, and it won't necessarily keep up. So the synth models aren't polyphonic, they are monophonic. If you're not careful, yeah, they can kind of lag a little bit on certain models. Some of them are absolutely fine, but I guess one thing to remember and bear in mind is when you're using one of these models, don't kind of treat it like a regular sound. You want to play the instrument differently, and if you see some of the kind of very, very specific stompbox polyphonic things out there, you will see any of the demos, the guy will actually be playing in a very specific way. So just bear that in mind, but you know, let's have some fun with this. We'll keep an eye on the comments, and I'm going to slaughter your name, and I do apologize, Galrav. Wants to know if there's been any bug fixes in 3.5, because I saw lots of Helix users got freezed. I have not seen too much of the freezing thing, but yeah, there were some bug fixes in 3.5, so just make sure you've got a solid internet connection, and reload in, and you should be safe and sound. So, and I apologize for my camera going weird tonight. Ooh, we're not focusing very well. There we go. Sorry about that. Ugh. Oh, that's awful. We've got potato camera tonight. So anyway, let's dive in. Synth models, fun. I'm going to turn on a new light. Hopefully that will make things a little bit better. Is that better? Still kind of potato cam, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, so this is what we've got. Like I say, you know, I'm running slightly blind here, but let's just treat this as kind of an experimentation session. So this is the signal chain. I've kept it kind of simple. So the amp and cab, I've got the Cali Texas channel 1 set like that, and that kind of sounds like that with a little bit of reverb. Turn it up in the room for me, because why not? Got a little bit of spring reverb on there, some dual delay, because delay's cool, and then the air apparent on the distortion setting just for some gain, which sounds great. Right, so if we go in, so you want to go pitch and synth. In the mono section, that's where your kind of regular pitch stuff is, and all your poly stuff. The 3-note generator and the 4-note oscillator generator thing We're going to touch on the 3-note one, but later. But this is the bit that we want to kind of focus on, the legacy section and the pitch and synth. This is where all the cool stuff is. So bass octave and smart harmony is obviously pitch stuff, and they're pretty cool. They do a great job. They kind of do what they say on the tin, so we can kind of ignore those. We're focusing on the synth stuff tonight. So OctiSynth, let's start there. So there's going to be different controls for each one, and we won't mess around too much when we see speed and frequency and things like that. We'll try and keep it simple and just see what kind of noises each one makes. So OctiSynth sounds like that. And it kind of sounds really horrible and broken, but what I found is if you turn the volume down, so it's almost kind of like a ring modulator sort of thing. Turn the delay off, and this is going to be an interesting one. I've got a massive coffee. I told you, we're going on a journey. So that's what I found with the OctiSynth. It's very responsive to dynamics. So even with the volume full up, and it sounds great with some dirt and the mix down a little bit. Let's go 50%. Yeah, that sounds horrible. If anyone's got a great use for OctiSynth, please leave it in the comments and we'll come back to it. But OctiSynth, it's kind of weird. It's just weird. But maybe as an intro to a song. No, we don't like that one. Right, Synthmatic. This is really cool. We're going to be probably somewhere between the A and E keys tonight. We'll focus on those because they're easy. So it's more of a kind of a familiar synth sound. Now, the wave control on the super synthy stuff, this is where it gets really interesting. So if we take that all the way down, you'll notice, by the way, that I am going into the amp cab. I've turned that off and just get sort of super clean. It's kind of fatter, but I quite like the vibe that the amp gives. There was a great example, so I did some little kind of bends there, and it went out of weirdness. But regular kind of just note playing is absolutely fine. You put some dirt on that. And again, bring the mix down so you got some of the dry guitar signal and the synth. That's just, ooh, it's naughty. Yeah, we like that. So messing around with the wave, you'll hear all the different stuff going on. cool. So what the Q's doing, that's actually kind of expanding this frequency. So with the Q down, it's less broad. If that makes any sense. So with the Q, it's going to widen that frequency response. Kind of thing. So if, depending on what you're going into, the frequency and the Q controls on some of these will make it sound less harsh, and maybe not take your fillings out. So yeah, Synthmatic is a cool one. Attack Synth, this is all right. Let's. Ooh, we've got some comments. Has an air of organ about it, Paul. Yes, it does. John, watching from the Philippines. Hello. Good morning. Oh, cool. Yeah, so Synthmatic, that's one of my favorites. Fairly easy to dial in, and you get a bunch of different stuff out of it. Attack Synth is different. Kind of does that. So I personally like it on the square wave, and I'll bring the attack down. So you'll notice with some of these, some of them work better with higher notes, some of them work better with lower notes, and some work better right in the middle. This is definitely a higher note, higher register. Kind of deal. And I don't know what the square, PWM and ramp do. I'm sorry, but I don't. But that's what it sounds like. So the square wave. So that's interesting. So again, be kind of cool as maybe an intro to a song, or just making really weird noises. Synth string, we like this one. So again, this isn't something that's sort of super dynamic, because you've got that kind of compressed sort of intro, the ramp up to the note when you hit the note, or yeah. And it does that if you sustain the note. Kind of thing. Even with the attack down, there's still that kind of slight delay, compression, whatever you want to call it, ramp up to the note after picking it. Just leave it ringing and it'll just keep going because it's cool. Again, you got the pitch control on there, and the attack will vary the amount of ramp up to the note. Now, growler, this is just fun. This is fun all day. largely because it's called the Growler. We got we'll look after the Judas Priest Turbo Lover Sound. Giro. I don't know that one, but I'm going to look into it. So we'll look into it. There we go. Mini hello. Auto St. Petersburg. Good evening. Right. Back to it. Growler. That's just fun. Get some dirt on that. Now that's a little bit sharp, so we'll bring the frequency and the Q down. I mean, stuff like that's just inspirational. So anyone that's kind of seen any of my live streams before and sort of maybe downloaded some of my tones, I'm really boring. My tones are generally clean through to filthy. Maybe some chorus or delay on there. I'm kind of very much just guitar tones normally. And I rarely mess around with this kind of stuff. So it's good to kind of just go into some of this and go, oh, okay, what kind of sounds does this make? And it inspires you and you instantly just come up with a riff like that. So Growler's fun. I mean, that's kind of all it does really. I don't really get the pitch thing. It's not for me. I mean, we can make it super horrible. I mean, that's not super horrible. That's cool. Right, okay, so there's an interesting one. Told you, we're on a voyage of discovery. More coffee. So the frequency's changed. The frequency, the Q seems to be kind of altering almost like the filter effect under there. So with it down. With it up. It's almost kind of like got a Q-tronic kind of thing on there as well, and the Q is controlling how much of that effect is coming through. So that's pretty cool. We like the Growler. Buzzwave. I'll keep going back to comments. Well, yes, Bradley. Yeah, Growler with big delay, loads of filth. It will sound like Godzilla. To demonstrate it kind of, yeah, it does that thing. Take the frequency down. Big noise. Big noise. Right, Buzzwave. Sorry, I'm going to keep checking the comments. I'm flipping between screens here. Probably a low octave pitch. Ooh, Bradley, you animal. Yeah, that through like a big PA is going to be pretty massive. Guitar sound like I'm a beatbox live looper. Beanie says, it's really cool to see what Helix with guitar sounds like. I'm a beatbox live looper and use Helix like a synth generator sound design device. Amazing stuff. I'm going to check your channel. Hopefully you got some stuff in a bit. Yeah, cool. Imagine, Paul says, imagine there's lots of fun to be had assigning some of those settings to an expression file. Absolutely. I'm not going to do that tonight, but yeah, you can go stupid crazy with some of this stuff, and yeah, just get really weird. I mean, some of this stuff's weird, just stock. So yeah, fun. So very much more of an 80s. Now that to me sounds like the mix should be all the way up. Synthtastic. Right, so again we've got the waves. So that was wave 1. Ooh. No, we don't like that one. Oh, Lord. Oh, we're getting really weird now. There we go. Oh, it's going to blow my speakers. See, that's the kind of thing where you go, right, okay, it's guitar solo time, and you throw that on, and it's just weird, and everyone goes, whoa. It kind of tracks okay. Get some filth on that. Or not. So Buzzwave is kind of sweet. Oh, what's the last one? No, that's not nice. Res Synth. That's kind of sweet. Bit of delay maybe. Filter down. So again, kind of not necessarily an effect that you would normally associate with a great guitar sound, but that's pretty cool. Just as kind of there's your hook to the song. Bring the decay down. When you hit the notes, it's better. So res synth is cool. What else we got? You kind of pin that with, twin that with like a really interesting delay, and you get some cool stuff. Yeah, seismic synth. Now that's screaming for some filth. So there's an right straight away. The tracking's fine on that, and you can bend. Oh. Yeah, it does that. Does that fine. You bring the mix down a little bit so you got more guitar. Fun. Loads loads of fun. What else we got? Kind of much more of a soft attack on that one. Take the filth off. That's, yeah. Any kind of plinky ones. Computer gaming. No, that's horrible. We don't like that. Oh, analog synth. We like this. Where are we? I wonder if we ever still use Podfarm. I do not use Podfarm personally, but there's plenty of stuff that do. Plenty of people that do. Real Buzzwave, Wave 2, max settings to play in low octaves. It sounds like synthwave. Absolutely. Yeah. This kind of, it does that thing. You see, I'm not a keyboard player, so it's difficult to come up with kind of keyboardy riffs, but yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh, no. So take the filter down. Ooh. Right, so you see there, you assign that to the expression pedal. That could be cool. Yeah, we like that. Ooh, no. Analog synth. Fun. Synth lead. Right, so mix up full. Nope. Put on that one. Ha! That's a computer game. That's fun. That's full synth, so filth. I mean, you're right. Okay, so let's get some flanger on that. Big flange. Big flange. Bring the mix down. No, not the flanger. Ross of the synth. That's pretty cool. We like that. Synth lead. What else we got? Oh, whoopsie. Yeah. Yeah. String theory. So this is one of those where you got to be a little bit careful how you play, change the thing, drink more coffee. Yeah, the tracking's kind of fine on this, but yeah, definitely kind of less is more. You get the idea with that. The synth effects thing, we got beatbox loopers. Yeah, Mini, I have not seen anyone beatboxing through Helix, so I want to check some of that out. I know a guy called the Pete Box that should totally be using Helix because, you know, plays guitar as well. Paolo, will polyphonic synths be part of a future update? It's a great question that I do not know the answer to, but put it on ideas scale, and if people want it, then we'll probably take a look. So many tonal options with these synths, it's crazy. I have to play around with these soon. Bradley, that's just kind of what I'm doing here. Like I say, flying blind, we're just experimenting. We're going on a journey of synth goodness, and seeing if we... there we go. Tracking on string theory is completely broken. It's probably more my playing. Mendez, what kind of pedal are you using? In the signal chain here, so the dirt pedal is the air apparent. This block here, it's just various synths. In case you missed, we're experimenting with synths. These synth models already in live performance, love them. So glad you guys brought them back. Yes, Flux, they're cool. Yeah, Pete Box. Oh, Pete Box has got a Helix. There we go. I'll throw him a message. Cheers, mate. Right. Should we continue? More coffee. Synth effects. Right. So anyone out there that knows stuff that I'm sure knows more than me about this, I can't get this to sound good. Don't know what I'm doing, but it just sounds broken. It's like, I suppose it's got kind of a charm. Kind of like a horror film charm. I can't make the synth effects sound good. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know how to work them. I apologise. I mean, that's better. No, we don't like that. Right, so I've never been a fan of ring modulation. It kind of does that synth effect thing where it just sounds broken and there's no audible thing. This, the Saturn V ring mod, is awesome. I mean, you put some filth on that and it's just... Don't try and do pinch harmonics, they don't work. It's just an angry sound, we like that a lot. Let's go down the waves. Ooh, ooh. Kinda cool. That's more ring mod to me. Yeah, that first one, whatever the... What was the thing? Wave 2. That's just all the fun right there. And we'll move on to Synth Harmony. Check the comments. Keep checking. Discover so many lyrics to advise. Used to be like this. Use a one-note generator to turn off the oscillator to level 3. Change the note. Cool. I'll try that. Can you make the synth have an output to go to a third-party VST? Yes, Johnny. So there we go. So yeah, you can actually, so the way I've got it set up here, so it's just guitar going through, but you could quite easily kind of have the synth part on its own path. So the guitar's going in and triggering the synth part, but the output, yeah, is going to USB. So for example, the way I've got this kind of hooked up at the moment, guitar's going into Helix floor. It's actually going into a Helix rack, which is my interface. And I've got my voice and everything going through that as well. But my voice isn't coming back through my monitors in the studio here because it just feeds back and sounds horrible. So I've just got that going direct through USB, if that makes any sense, hopefully. So yes, there's a very long-winded answer of, yeah, you can just assign Helix to go out to a different output, whether that's jack or XLR or USB, whatever you like. Sounds great. Synth effects is probably my favourite synth. Yeah, Scott Henderson would be proud of some of these solo tones. Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of the cool thing. It's sort of, you know, you can go in and you know, turn that off. Just turn the delay on and the filter. Oh, that's great. That's where I live. Just that. Just filth and delay, and because, you know, I'm a child of the 80s and grew up, you know, idolizing guitar players that wore jeans so tight you can see things you don't need to see. But, you know, add in something like the synth harmony with the filth, with a mix down, and it's just better. I mean, that's just more interesting, and it adds a different dimension. You obviously still hear the guitar very clearly, but it's just a certain, oh, what's that sound? If there's another guitar player in the audience, then that's where it gets really interesting, because that's probably a sound that they might not use or that they might not thought of. Even if you've got a keys player in the band, just that extra kind of layer of depth and interest can, you know, yeah, absolutely. The guy, I forget his name, but would use kind of synth stuff as well as guitar. I mean, another guy that I forget the name of who died unfortunately, Sean Lane, there you go. I think I saw him like doing one-handed stuff and playing key parts at the same time. It's just insane. So yeah, it's just fun. Okay, that's something we've not done using multiple synths. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely, using one synth block to trigger another, or in parallel, that could be cool. I want to hear the potential of a synth. Just use a one-note generator, mix 100%, tracking is perfect, even on synth theory. Cool. Yeah, we can do that.
Would you recommend for a bedroom player? Is native with headphones and monitors just as good as an HX Stomp or Floor? Well, yes and no. Obviously, if you're using native, then it's all kind of clicky, clicky, clicky. If you're used to treading on pedals, then maybe a hardware device is the way to go. So I think all the sounds are the same, all the models are the same. You just kind of, I guess, need to weigh up what is right for you. But tonally, you'll be right as rain. That's to Christopher. There you go. Right. So yeah, this does that. Again, just a big sound, and I put this on earlier, and I thought of if I remember right, how it goes. And you 80s kids will know that one. And it's just that kind of like big, gnarly, but sort of normal sound. So that's a lot of fun. Change the wave. Turn the filth off. Pretty sweet. Turn that delay off. There we go. Cool. Go back down there. Let's change the interval too. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. I like that. I like that one there. Turn the mix down a little bit. One note will stop getting a copyright strike. There we go. There we go. Cool. Synth harmony, a lot of fun. I like that one. And then the double bass is just bass. That's okay. That's kind of okay. We'll put that back on because we like that one. So that's kind of like the bare bones. Well, that's basically running through all the synth models. One thing we did miss, and you'll have seen this row or this path with three things on it. We've got a verb. We're going with Ganymede because it's big and lush and juicy. We're going with ping pong delay because why not? And then we've got the 3-note generator. Keep an eye on the comments. Snare or some awesome crazy synths also. Yeah, I think Rabeer's kind of really into that, but Divided by Time Studios. Rabeer loves all the kind of really esoteric stuff and just getting just massive noises. As I said earlier, I'm not that guy, but this has kind of been fun. So right, 3-note generator. This I have to give massive props to my good buddy John Cordy. If you don't know John Cordy, go and check out his channel. He's a ridiculous player and does just tons and tons of content. Big advocate of modeling, big user of Helix, and again does some really, really interesting stuff. And I kind of shamelessly stole this particular idea from him. So the 3-note generator, what I've done with this, you will see note 1 and note 2 are white, which means they're assigned to snapshots, and then the level down here is I've assigned it to the expression pedal. So gentleman, I think it was Bradley, sort of asked earlier how to set this up. So basically this is what I've done with this. So this is constantly running. 3-note generator is there, it's constantly going. So if I actually turn this off and turn the expression pedal up, that's just the tail end of it right there. So it's there, but turn it on. So the level of it is on the expression pedal. Now, the reason I have done these notes on snapshots, and this is sort of where, it's because I keep touching the expression pedal. This is where my music theory knowledge kind of shows up as being awful. So I kind of figured this out. Basically what's happening is this particular one is it will play 3 notes essentially. So what I've done, I've left kind of the 3rd note essentially as the root, and then I've changed these to change the chord. So I've set up 3 snapshots, and with each snapshot the chord will change. And if I bring the level up, you will hear it. So we've got snapshot 1, snapshot 2, for just kind of soloing over if you're any good at playing and using your feet. Right, to get rid of that flanger. Throw my pick away. So that's a lot of fun, and yeah, it takes a little bit of coordination. You can cut the generator with a hard gate, make the open threshold to the right where the note generator but the volume of your guitar can, and you've cut off. There we go. So for that, that's kind of essentially what I've tried to do is this. Guys out there. So that's where something like the synth models can be really useful in a live situation. If you're kind of coordinated, I am absolutely not. And if I did that, stood up on stage, I will absolutely fall over. Really good at falling over on stage. But that just makes things kind of interesting and fun. And a couple of the bands I play with, we have big sort of long intros like that. And obviously you're not limited. I've just set up 3 snapshots because I'm not very clever. And 3 chords is fine. But if you wanted to do like the 4 chords, then you play a million songs. And you could do it where it just triggering bass notes, for example. So you can have a lot of fun with that. Sorry, sleepy. Way cool. Yeah, it's fun. And I did do another one which is just happier. I did kind of a little bit more vibe to this one. Essentially exactly the same setup. It's the same preset basically, but I put what I put in there, the phaser. We'll get rid of that. We'll put the filth on. We'll just add this, make sure everything is on. There we go. So for this one, for the 3-note generator, I've set up 3 different chords, and I've added the harmonic tremolo and Cosmos echo and the Ganymede again because it's cool. And that one kind of sounds like that. We've got a gig with this particular band coming up, and we do that song, and it's just fun, loads and loads of fun, and interesting. Ooh. Oh dear. There we go. I pressed the wrong button. That's better. Okay, you be quiet now. So, fun with synths. More coffee. Fun with synths. That 3-note generator, so much fun. And can make live performance kind of really interesting if you're a solo act or in a full band and you just want a kind of a big kind of paddy intro, something nice and simple, solo over, because, you know, rock show. Just a lot of fun. The synth stuff, yes, you got to kind of search out for the stuff that you like or stuff that might suit your playing, or obviously the song. You're not going to use the growler over a wonderful, beautiful ballad. I mean, you could, but yeah, might need a word with yourself. So it's just kind of seeking out some of that. Obviously, it's just kind of running on as a long video now, but I went through a lot of the settings, so feel free to go back, review the video, and find some that you kind of like, and or just go grab your Helix, experiment, and have some fun. Because the synth stuff is fun, and it can add a very, very different dimension to an otherwise kind of cliche guitar tone, and there's nothing wrong with that. I am all about the cliche guitar tone. That's kind of where I live. But yeah, I kind of look at some people, mentioned John Cordial, like I said, that kind of come up with some really interesting things with effects, and Paul Highmarsh is another one that, you know, just really kind of gets in and makes music with some of these effects. I'm not that guy, so just delving in and getting something that suits me is really cool. So hopefully you found something useful in this video. If not, just joining me for the ride.
and drinking coffee and experimenting with some noises. I didn't find the Dalek sound. I did make my guitar sound like a Dalek earlier, which was kind of fun. So there we go. We're all good on the comments. Minnie, thanks for popping in. Thanks for the advice. I'll go and check out some beatboxes. Thank you very much. Bradley, thank you very much. Cool. Right, signing off. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Same time, same place next week. Although probably, no, a little bit later next week. And we'll either have me again or Tony or Nick teaching you some stuff, getting some tones and having some fun with Helix or Podgo or Catalyst, DL4, any of the products. Keep your eyes out. Tune in. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you again. Cheers. Bye.